this and the growing zeal in my own heart for my own kids, I was like, God, what about our youth ministry? This children's theater in Philadelphia, thousands of kids. And he said, Ben, look at all the families. He said, how many of these kids don't have dads? Now, this is fatherless Philadelphia. We're in African-American communities in the inner city of Philadelphia. We're between 65 and 70% fatherless rate is what the statistics. And so I said, well, but God, there's no... And as I looked at each one of them, they all had dads. Only one, a set of twins, had lost their dad. He had died. And that they were adopted, though, into a new family. And so God said, Ben, as fast and as hard as you've been going after these kids, knock it off and go after their dad. And he said, Ben, what you actually have been doing for 20 years is the same thing that Satan did in the garden when he went outside of my order, went around the male headship, and went towards Eve. And we had corruption and sin and a curse in the fall. I repented. No wonder I was seeing no fruit. Spent the strength of my youth poured out for nothing but lessons learned, and hopefully it will now bear fruit. That I will never again touch or try to disciple another man's child, but I will do whatever I can to encourage, equip, motivate, and call forth an army of fathers that know they have been casted for this role. And as we began to share ActorsBible with these fathers, now if kids want to come to the theater, they're actually, I say, okay, awesome. Let's talk with your dad. And I meet with him when we do something called Director Dad. It's a vision casting call. It's a 2-hour Zoom call where we just share all the scriptures, motivate him, and then he can sign up for a 21-day family meeting challenge where he's using ActorsBible every day in his home for 21 days that go through the 21 big stories of God from Genesis to Revelation. And we're seeing whole households get saved because dad is being honored in his role. He's delivering God's word, hot and fresh daily bread every day. And he's got a buddy that my dad didn't have. And that would have, if he did, it would have spared me 30 years potentially of living in hidden sin. You see, my dad never led us in family devotions. He even tried to once because he knew he was supposed to do something. We all know we're supposed to do something, but we don't know how. Because nobody ever came around us and said the church in this way has failed us. And so we need to begin to model this where we come alongside fathers and say, this is how you do it. And guess what? I can, if you allow me or another older man in our ministry to decide to be your coach when you sign up for Director Dad, I'm going to see your metrics. I get to see how many times if you use ActorsBible that you're leading family devotions in your home. And I get to pick up the phone and say, buddy, how can I pray for you? How can I fast for you? Like, what are some of the obstacles that you're facing? And that's what, whether it's Director Dad or ActorsBible or just a men's ministry in your church, holding each other to this.